Welcome to a video review for the Great Plains section match. This time I will be beating the hell out of myself. I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. This is a stage that has kind of a tricky activator sequence in the back of it, which you won't be able to see very well. But you gotta load up your gun. And this first half of the stage is pretty straightforward. And now it gets weird. So you can see there's a bit of a pause there and then some more shooting, so slow this down. So I hit an activator steal, then a static steal, and I'm coming up here and waiting. Now I picked a crazy plan on this one, which was to engage two swingers as they came down and get them both in the first pass. It was risky and it cost me a lot of points to do it, but I got a really fast time. I probably wouldn't have done that at Nationals. I think that would have been a little bit silly, but I just wanted to do it at a section match. This next stage here, really the only choice was to load once or load twice. You load in between each position if you're a production shooter. I went for one load, no particular reason. There wasn't really much to that stage, just more of a test of position, which you'll be seeing a lot in this match. There's a lot of crouching and kneeling and that sort of thing. This stage was called a memory stage. After looking at it, I didn't think it was much of one. I had picked a plan here where I could keep moving through the center section here, and the only difficult part was at the end here with two, I don't know, maybe 15-yard-ish head boxes. Now, I did shoot one miss on each of them. I had one bullet left, and I slung that in one of the heads, leaving me with one miss, which was really irritating.
20.28.
Not good to have a miss on a stage. This stage here, not really a lot to it. Just shoot 8 rounds from each position. You could do it a couple different ways, but it didn't really seem to matter for the production guns anyway. With the limited gunnage, it was totally different. But you can see a lot of crouching and just trying to shoot good points. And I dropped a ton of points on that stage. Extremely. You see the thing on my knee? That is a knee pad, not a knee brace. A lot of people thought I fucked that up. I didn't. That's a knee pad. If you're serious about shooting, you should have one. Oh, Jesus. Yes. Yes, I fired a miss. See, watch me come up in this position here. Yeah, I fired an extra shot on that popper coming in, because you could see my body was still moving as I came into that position. Well, in any event, there's the reason for the knee pad. You should have one in your range bag, and if you need to take a knee on a stage, just put it on. They only cost like $6 at Walmart, not a big deal. This is really a squirrely prop here. That's swinging hardcover. There's 4 stacked mini poppers back behind that. So it's pretty much 1 mini per pass. But they put those paper targets off to the side, so you do something weird like this. You shoot one at the steel, go to the paper, come back. And now I did hang out for more than one swing on that because you only had 2 paper targets to shoot at. So that was kind of tricky, transitioning back and forth between the swinging steel thing and the paper targets. After that, on this stage, there wasn't really a lot to it. Just run and squirt some bullets at the targets they had there. Really wasn't a whole lot of options towards the back of the stage. Okay, this next stage here is really interesting. You can see I left in some of the make-ready drinking footage here. Yep, they like to have fun. Well, you can see the whole stage takes place on this little swingy platform here. The interesting thing is this is a 120-point stage, and the only really tricky shooting part is this first position here. There's 2 poppers that, again, activate 2 swingers. So it'll be, the sequence is popper, popper, swinger, swinger, and then there's another target back there which will come last. Watch my feet here. I got to step really wide, and then see every time I swing around to get at those poppers, that the shaky bridge moves around. So as I draw, I had to move my feet wide when I drew, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get at the poppers. That made this position here really tricky. I again dropped a ton of points on the moving targets back there. I think I had a D and a C on them or something. But it was worth it because it cut so much time off the stage just to grab everything in one pass like that. I'm not sure anybody else did that. And then on the sides of the stage, you just run over there and hose. And I didn't wait for good sight pictures because with that thing swinging around, the sight pictures weren't going to get any better than they were. Okay, next stage here. This is a 40 rounder. You just pretty much run around and hose the shit out of everything. Again, not a whole lot here in terms of options. And it was a pretty high hit factor stage. I got a little confused there towards the end. It cost me a little bit, but not a whole lot. You couldn't see where I was on the video when I got a little bit confused as to which targets I was shooting where. Alright, this next stage is a classifier. Again, a really interesting test of position. First string to shoot each target through that port. Yay, that's exciting. But again, having the knee pad on just in case. Now again, getting prone, you can see I'm way up in that port, and that's so I can see as much of the targets as possible. There's really no reason not to get up in there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video breakdown. A few people have sent me videos that they want me to do breakdowns on. I'm kind of work on them as I have time, because it is a little bit time consuming to do this sort of thing. But if you send me a video, I'll do what I can to get a video review done. I think I have 5 or 6 of them in the queue right now. So, alrighty.